Angry guy here, and women are shocked that men are rejecting women who don't add value to their lives. Guys, help me get to 100,000 subscribers by subscribing to the channel if you already have not done so. Like the video and turn on notifications to never miss another video again. Now let's begin. Women are shocked that men are rejecting women who don't add value to their lives. Let's just go ahead and jump right into the first video.
Something sick has happened in the world where men are acting like they're the prize, like they are the princesses. Like we have to approach them and make the plans and pay for half the date. Absolutely not. Women are still the prize. And if you read the Bible, it says he who finds a wife finds a good thing. It doesn't say she who finds a husband finds a good thing. So
it doesn't say that. And now that we're such Christians again.
Yeah.
These women don't understand the concept of being a wife. A wife from the traditional sense is a woman who provides value to a man. She actually enhances his life through her efforts. It's not just her presence or her beauty. It is the utility that she brings to the relationship. Cooking, cleaning, raising his kids, bringing her feminine energy, creating an environment that is comfortable for him, warm, that allows him to experience peace and relax and tranquility after he goes out there and fights his battles and then comes home and needs to rest. The reason why a wife would be considered a prize is because of the actual value that she creates in the relationship. Now, keep in mind, men and women are different when we consider how value is established in a relationship between men and women. The man is actually the prize for the woman because the man comes to the relationship with his value. The woman does not. A woman saying that her beauty is the prize is incorrect. Her looks are simply a means of getting the man's attention and getting her foot through the door. It's her other characteristics that allow her to actually get the man to commit to her and want to establish a relationship with her. A man does not need a woman for happiness. He does not need a woman for companionship. He needs a woman that brings intrinsic value into the relationship and makes his life better. Her presence is not enough. If he wants to have someone to have a good conversation with or to spend time with and do things with, he can have his friends, his male buddies. He can have roommates. That's the honest to goodness truth. It is the utility that a woman brings to the relationship in terms of how she contributes. Simply saying that her presence is going to make his life better. He's going to start dressing better. He's going to begin making more money. It's going to amplify him. That's a joke. Because these women are saying the man has to make above 6 figures, preferably be a millionaire, be 6 feet tall, have 6 inches minimum, and a six-pack. And these are not even the plan A guys. These are the plan B guys. These men are coming to the relationship with all of this value. They're in the top 5 to even top 1% of all the men in the world. And these women are treating these men like they're now just average. This is the basic minimum that a woman will accept. So if you think about that, these women view these men as average. They view men who make $1 million a year, that are 6 feet tall, that have a six-pack and 6 inches, that have went out there, fought in the world to create their value as average. That's the average. Now, amongst these men, they need to stand out. These are high-value men. If you make above $1 million a year, you're in the top 1% of the world in terms of earnings of people. It's crazy. These women are literally playing a very sad game in Western society that they are losing, because outside of Western society, even in some Western countries like Germany, the women compete for the men. Men in America have lost a lot of comprehension because they didn't have proper mentors and fathers that taught them you're the prize. Instead, you had all of these women being told that they were princesses, they were special, all this jazz, which is absolute nonsense. And little old Miss Sprinkle out here telling women that they're the prize. No, men are the prize. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
Ladies out there, if y'all are confused about why the woman is the prize, it is because men must chase them, and we are literally the prize. Because if you are not able to go to the best or to someone that you deem quality, then you're not a prize. So if you can leave one person with no issue and move on to the next, or even just be single, you don't even have to leave them for someone else. Sometimes you leave them for yourself, because a lot of times women don't really need that extra complication in their lives. So even if you ghost a man to be single, it doesn't mean you're not dating. It doesn't mean you're not looking. It doesn't mean you're not having fun out there and doing the most. So when they know that you would rather be alone than deal with them, it also makes them upset. And they want you even more. So they'll try to come back and chase you. They'll try to come back and woo you. They'll try anything to get you back, because they know you know your value. And so, when a woman knows her value, she's even more valuable, because she doesn't put up with just anyone or anything.
So, guys, this woman is absolutely sabotaging most women, especially younger women and women that are now approaching middle age and don't have time to fool around. If a woman plays around and thinks that she's the prize and starts playing games with men, most men today are not going to chase her anymore, because they're going to say, listen, you are not the prize. There are other women out there, and I'm going to go and find one of them. The women in Western society don't comprehend that men are rejecting and replacing these individuals with women who are fit, feminine, and friendly that have come from outside of Western society. These women are literally just bluffing right now. And the sad thing is that they will keep on bluffing until the end of time. They will stay on their horse and they will expire on their hill. They cannot change. It is a level of absolute denial and narcissism, because they don't have anything to offer. They cannot offer what women overseas can offer. They are not fit. They are not feminine. They are not friendly. They do not know how to cook. They don't clean. They view these things as servitude, acts of servitude that should be provided for them, not things that they should be providing in a relationship. Many of them don't want children, or if they do want children, they want to have someone else to raise their children. So they are not equipped with the skills to be mothers, compared to women overseas who are raised to be wives and mothers from the moment that they are children. Women who learn how to take care of their fathers and their siblings from a young age, so they naturally have these characteristics and traits. Women who are conditioned to be feminine. For example, Mayumi is a physician. However, Mayumi does flowering. I think she has a greenhouse. Forgive me if I'm wrong. But she actually has worked with her daughter to get her interested in these things. And of course, Mayumi is a massive anime geek. However, she loves a lot of these feminine activities, and she's passed these things on to her daughter. Something very intriguing about that is that if something happens in the world, this woman has actual utility. She can cook, she can clean, she can garden. She understands survival and protection. She can do these things. She knows how to use a firearm. She's extremely good with these things, and she sees the value of a man. She's family focused and family centered. So she's creating value for herself. She told me right around Christmas time that she was up at like 3 a.m. in the morning with other family members that had come to the house. The men were asleep and the women were in the kitchen preparing the food. Think about this very carefully. After what we experienced in the events of 2020, people were alone, they were isolated, they had no one, they were miserable. There was serious mental health challenges that occurred. Now imagine the reality of the world where that happens again, but it happens for much longer. Imagine a decline in society where people can no longer survive, and we enter this state naturally. The only thing that will get people through this will be community, which is something that modern day women no longer have. They have absolutely rejected it. Well, if we go back to the Great Depression, it was men that suffered the most because women had community and family. So they had that backing them up, and community and family were much stronger than the welfare state and public assistance that says, okay, I'm going to give you this. They give you just enough to survive and not enough to thrive. But in modern day society, with the hyperinflation that we're seeing, the amount that people should be receiving in welfare benefits should have increased substantially by 50% or even 100% or more. When you consider the inflation we've seen from 2020 to 2023, or just from 2022 to 2023, and all they're giving you is like a $30 boost, if even that. Come on, guys. And women can't live on these things. A man can comfortably live on very little. Under the right scenario, a lot of men could casually live on $12,000 a year. You're going to say, are you insane? If a man goes overseas, rents an entire house in the Philippines or Mexico or wherever for $120 a month, I want y'all to consider this very carefully. And a lot of people can once they leave the country. They rent an entire house. Let's say 120, let's say 150. That works out to $1,800 for a year. That's $2,000. He still has $10,000 left. So what is he going to do with that? Well, the cost of living is very low. So a man could easily survive on spending $200, $300 a month on food and live very well on that in terms of food. Very, very well. You can have a $200 food budget per month in these countries. If you will live well. So that's another, let's say that's another $2,400. You know, this guy still ends up with a significant amount of disposable income. So now he still has like what, $7,600. What next? He has his PlayStation 5. He has a Nintendo Switch. He has his gaming PC. These are all our laptop. These are all one-time purchases. So we're not going to count those. He likely has those things already. Gets a big screen television. That's a one-time purchase. What else does he actually need? He has a place to sleep, a bed, everything that he needs in his home, and he's not spending the bank for these things. He's going to be very, very comfortable. He has a roof over his head. He has food. Guys, at the end, when you do the math, even if you account for him, let's say maybe he needs to buy clothing. Most men are not buying clothing. Most men are going to wear clothing until they fall apart. And a lot of these things will last for years unless they put on weight. So when you think about it, a lot of these guys living very well, very good lives, very happy lives, and accounting for a lot of other things. If a guy has $12,000 of disposable income a year living overseas and not trying to live like he's in the US, this guy is going to live a high quality life, a life much better than he would be able to live in the US, and still end up with around $5,000 to $6,000 a year in just disposable income left over that's going to sit in the bank. If he does this for 2 or 3 years, he'll end up with almost $20,000 just sitting in the bank doing nothing else. It's women who are facing significant hardships and destitution because of the poor decisions that they've made. Guys, help me get to 100,000 subscribers. If you already have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button and turn on notifications so you'll never miss another video again. Let me know what you think regarding this. Women are shocked that men are rejecting women who don't add value to their lives. Let's talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away, and cheers.